Hi everyone, this is the chapter 4 review, and this is question number 12. We're given 4 different linear functions. You can see one's in a graph, one is in a table, one is in an equation, and one is given in information. The first part, answer part A, is asking which function has the graph with a y-intercept farthest from 0. So I put up here slope-intercept form. It should tell you that the y-intercept is going to be that last number over there. So if I'm looking at the graph, it's where this point crosses the y-axis. So my y-intercept on function 1 is going to be when the y value is positive 1. B is positive 1. In function 2, my y-intercept is going to be when x is 0, my y-intercept is 4. In function 3, the y-intercept is going to be this number here at the end, so b is negative 2. And then in function 4, they told us that the y-intercept is negative 5. So part A, which one of those numbers is the farthest from 0? And I can make that just a little bit longer. Okay, so we have one that's at positive 1. We have one that's at positive 4. We have one that's at negative 2. And we have one that's at negative 5. So the one that looks like it's the farthest away would be negative 5. That's 5 units to the left. So that would be function 4. Which function has graphs with y-intercepts greater than negative 3? So again, I'm looking for all those points that I put the dots above the numbers here. We have negative 5, negative 2, 1, and 4. It says all the numbers greater than negative 3. Okay, so here's negative 3. All the numbers to the right are greater. So it looks like whichever function has a y-intercept of negative 2, which is function 3. Whichever function has a y-intercept at 1, which was function 1. And the one that has a y-intercept at 4, which is function 2. It says check all the boxes that apply. Now, part C says which function's graph is the steepest? Well, the bigger the number, the steeper the slope. So let's calculate the slope on each of these. On function 1, it looks like I'm going to go up 5 and to the right 1, so my slope is 5. On function 2, I'm going to calculate from 4 to 3, that's a minus 1, and from 0 to 1, that's a positive 1. So my slope here, negative 1 divided by positive 1 is negative 1. My slope on function 3 is that number in front of x. That's 3. And in function 4, they told us that the slope was negative 4. Which one has the steepest graph? Looks like function 1, the slope is 5. That would be the steepest slope. Okay, and that's it for number 12. Okay, we have something similar for number 13. A machine at a bakery is pouring out flour. The graph shows the amount of flour in grams in the machine versus time? So they labeled the axes, time and the amount of flour. Part A says, at what time does the flour in the machine reach 0 grams? So I'm going to look at the graph. 0 grams would be right here. And then I'm going to look at the time, and it says it's going to be 5 minutes. Part B says, choose the statement that best describes how the time and amount of flour are related. Okay, as time's going on, is the graph going up or is it going down? It looks like the graph is going down to the right, so that means it's decreasing. So it would not be this first part of the answer. As time increases, oh, nope, I was wrong. I read it wrong. As time increases, the amount of flour in the machine decreases. That's true. Then they want to know what is the rate that it's decreasing. So that means they want to know the slope. This looks like if I go from this number, 700, to when time was 1, I'm going down to 560, and I'm going to the right one. So my slope is going to be 7, sorry, we start with the first number. 560 minus 700, and that's over 1. So 700 minus 560, that's 140. So that's decreasing 140 per minute. And since they already used the word decreasing, we can put just 140. All right, and that takes care of question number 13.